Mongolian throat singing. Good day.
Hello.
Welcome to not Chef Satt? I don't know.
Well, Chef Satt, but not our regular viewing program.
Regular scheduled programming.
Yeah.
We decided to start a podcast. The name is under construction review.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking of the name Chicken Tenders, like Chicken Tenders Podcast, because it's not a bartending podcast, but as you can see, we have drinks here in front of us. And part of this is we both bring a drink that we would like to, I don't know, experiment with.
Surprise the other with, yeah.
And try it throughout the episode. So let us know what you think about the Chicken Tenders Podcast. I like it. I think
I do kind of dig it.
Like when it flows.
Chicken Tenders Podcast.
Chicken Tenders Podcast.
I do love that.
That's sick.
It's just
actually
cute. We just have to figure out the branding of Chicken Tenders.
We have to brand it right. Maybe you just draw a picture of a chicken that's bartending. Give him like really hot abs. Or like put him in a tux. A chicken in a tux with like a shaker. That'd be.
Or it could be Chick and Tenders Podcast.
No, there's no chick.
I know, but that's, I don't know. I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
Okay.
Saying words.
Gotcha. I guess. Brainstorming.
Brain.
Blah blah.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Here we are.
So yeah, we're just gonna kind of shoot the breeze, talk about whatever the heck comes in our brains, and
Thug it out.
try out these drinks. So I say, let's start with yours.
We can start with mine.
Let's start with yours.
So, I kind of went and did my own little thing. This is not it. Technically, the recipe it's winter. Winter. What do they say? Winter Mandarin lemonade.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I added tequila because that seemed like a good addition. Like citrus and tequila are usually a good combo.
You're so right.
So, hence we have what is it? Espolon.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, Espolon tequila, which is one of my favorite tequilas. I'm starting to get more into tequila lately, and that one to me, because we had it the first time I tried it. You and I were going to Shamrock. We were just going to go pick up some alcohol, and there was that girl there, and she was doing tasting.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah, and we had like the little half shot, and she's like, "You guys want to try it?"
Yeah.
And we were like, "Heck yeah,
absolutely."
Also, we're both suckers for good branding, and Espolon has some of the coolest artwork on their bottles. I love it. I love the skeleton vibes. I mean, you can clearly see that skeletons are a big part of it.
It runs deep in the family.
It does run deep. Yeah, it runs deep in the blood.
Deep in the blood.
Deep enough we both have one in our bodies.
This is true.
We're communicating skelepathically. Anyway, so this is my combination.
Very cool.
Super easy to make.
What's in it?
What's in it? So it's literally close to nothing. It's cup of sugar, cup of lemon, like freshly squeezed lemon juice, and a cup of water. And you put all that in a pot and bring it to a boil to make a simple syrup, like a lemon simple syrup.
It's really cool.
And then after that, you let it chill, and then you mix it with a half a cup of freshly squeezed mandarin orange or clementine juice. But they didn't have any clementines at the store, so mandarin was my go-to.
Yeah. I think that I prefer that over the clementine, honestly.
And then the final ingredient is if you have a mortar and pestle, it's better. But I just used a food processor. But it's just like mashed mint leaves, and then you just kind of mix it all together. Throw it in some ice. I put a shot of tequila in each glass, poured that over the top, mixed it up, let the ice kind of chill it, and then served it with some mint leaf garnish. So,
cool.
I tried it. Personally, it's nothing remarkable to me, but I only took one sip. So maybe if I have a little bit more.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So here, I will offer you yours.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
No problem. And then
wow.
We'll
That looks really good. Ooh. Oh, man.
It's good, though.
That is good.
It's really refreshing, especially when you get like a little chunk of mint in there. Oops.
Wow. Yeah, so it's like, okay, if you've ever had country time lemonade, Like, I have a whole bit of it here that someone
Oh.
gave to me when I first moved in here. It's literally been in my house for a year, and I haven't barely gotten through it. If you have country time lemonade, but real, like, it has that same, like, sweetness and that, like, oh, like, it tastes like powder, but then it's also like, I don't feel like I just drank fake lemon. So that's part of the taste.
Yeah.
You can barely taste the tequila.
It's true.
But it adds like just a depth of flavoring to it. Like
Because I mean,
you can taste the
tequila,
flavor,
you know, it's got its own very
right? And you can
interesting
taste the
yeah.
flavor of the tequila, but you can't like taste the alcohol part of the tequila,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. It's actually
It is pretty
impressive.
cool. I think for how much, I think I would like to add more orange juice personally. I feel like it doesn't come through as strong as I'd want it, but I think it's just because the lemon simple syrup is such a strong flavor,
Right.
so it does make it a little bit challenging to.
That makes sense. Delicious.
I like it though, because I'm not like it wasn't anything remarkable because I was just like it just tastes like another tequila drink, but like drinking it more and you like think about like when you would drink it. It's
Right.
not. I don't think it's a wintertime drink. Me
No,
personally,
this feels
that's
like
a summertime
this-
drink for
this-
sure.
Yeah, I'd say summer, even spring. Like,
Could be spring, yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe not summer. It's a little bit more syrupy, so maybe
That's-
springtime would be better because in the winter you're looking to just like down something,
Right.
You know?
I don't know. My winter drink of choice is a hot toddy. Like if I want to drink something
Oh.
in the winter,
Yeah.
it is hot whiskey apple cider.
Yeah.
I
think-
love it.
I think mine is just like spiced rum eggnog.
That's delicious too.
That's just a classic.
That's good.
I don't know.
I don't.
Just, yeah.
I've been talking about it all the time, but you haven't tried my eggnog with the coffee liqueur, have you yet?
No, I haven't. You keep mentioning it
It's
because I
so
keep bringing
good.
up eggnog.
Yeah, eggnog with coffee liqueur is delicious. I
Yeah,
give
I
it
do
like I give it a solid 9 out of 10. Honestly, it's pretty good. I like
I'm gonna
it.
go 8 myself, but it's also because I'm just a critic of my own work.
Yeah.
But
No, of course. No, it's delicious. And
it's
for
tasty.
like, I don't know, you bartend. You don't bartend that much, but you've been getting into it recently, and
yeah.
I think this is a really cool like creation because this wasn't originally like a drink. It was just something else that you found,
Just
right?
a lemonade that I found, and I decided to throw some alcohol in it.
Yeah.
I would like to try having simple syrup pre-made.
Hmm?
Like I feel like you could mix freshly squeezed lemon juice and simple syrup pretty easily to make this instead of having to boil them all together. I just want to try it.
So
I know it would be different, but I just want to see if
Right.
it could be an alternative to make
most
it like fast track.
most likely.
Yeah.
The difference would be you'd get more of the tartness of the lemon.
Yeah.
Like this isn't tart at all. It's just syrupy. So
Sure,
you made lemon simple syrup.
Because it's boiled down. Yeah.
That's what it is. Whereas if you put the simple syrup, that ends up just being the sweetener, and then the tart and lemon juice is with that.
Yeah.
Honestly, would love that too.
No,
I think
100%.
it depends on whether you want like that sour bite or just like that like smooth syrupy taste, which is delicious. So
It's really good.
no, I really like it.
I do wish. I think the one big thing for me is I wish the mint came through more.
You have to chew it.
Mm-hmm.
You could potentially muddle it. If
That's what
you
I was
muddle it
thinking.
on the bottom and then poured everything in, that probably would bring more mint out.
Yeah.
The whole reason I want to start a podcast is like I was watching some recently, and that's pretty much been a lot of my form of like content consumption recently. Is just like listen to people talk. I was listening to the Chuckle Sandwich podcast with Ted Nicholson and Jay Schlatt, and I was just like, these are just two dudes just chatting. They have guests, and they just kind of chill and shoot the breeze for an hour and a half. And I'm like, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Like you and I have
It's what every 16 to 28-year-old does instead of going to therapy. They
so
start
true.
a podcast.
They start a podcast.
Yeah.
It's
That's
so true.
literally how podcasts like have become nowadays.
And
I don't
here
want to
we
say that's how
are.
it started, but it's how they've become. Yeah.
It's true. It's well because they got big. I feel like I feel like when I was a kid, you never heard of it, and if you did, it was like NPR.
That's true. I feel like I've been listening to them for years, but just because like when I used to work with Eric doing plumbing,
Oh yeah.
he used to put on like NPR. He used to put on the Sporkful, which is a fantastic podcast for food enjoyers.
Oh, is that? Wait, what is it?
Sporkful.
Different company. Because Mythical does that, but their podcast is a hot. A hot dog is a sandwich.
Yeah, right. No, Sporkful's cool because it's not only about like certain foods; it goes into the history of the food.
Mm.
So like they'll have guest speakers explaining where certain foods came from. They'll even get into like certain political topics about like how foods are named. Like there was something related to like plantation, which is not something that's like it's a big no now, you
Right.
know. But at the time, like, and there was a certain food item that had that name in it, and they were trying to break it down. Like, why is it called this? Where did it come from? Does it have any correlation to like past experience? Right. But I can't remember the end of the episode, but I think what they figured out was it wasn't. It was just based off of like where it kind of came from, but it had nothing to do with like slavery, nothing to do with like the past, like suffrage, nothing.
That's so interesting.
But they're fun. They're cool to listen to.
They're so much fun. And my type of, because there's so many different types of podcasts, and my personal type that I enjoy is as if you're sitting in a room just talking with friends. Mm-hmm. Like the educational ones are really good. I like them. I will get bored faster because my brain can only take in so much like learning information.
Yeah.
But just sitting and talking about like life events or stories of when we were kids or just like anything at all, I just think it's like, I think that is fun and people like to watch that. So
and too, having a podcast that's like you just talk about things that you care about,
right? Like
you just get to chat about things that matter,
right?
Because that's really how you get like conversation. Exactly. If you're talking about like topics that just like don't interest you, it's forced. You got to write a script for it. You got to be like do so much research on it.
Right.
The alternative is go into something on a topic that you are passionate about.
Right.
And then just let your mouth just wander.
Exactly.
Because I feel like that's what a lot of podcasts do nowadays too. And obviously there's some level of professionalism to it where they do their research and they have a mission.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, I feel like you can get away with it too if you just like, I don't know, for each channel like stick to a certain category of types of like conversations, but you can go along with things that really matter.
Right.
So like for us having this podcast, probably primarily about food.
Most likely.
Which is fine because you and I are both very interested in food, even regardless of the cooking channel. We love to eat things and to like experience new things and to like, I don't know, I like to share new things. So like I'm always like, yo, I went to this restaurant, like we gotta go try it.
Yeah. That was something I had very like pivotal growing up that my parents did was I was never the chicken tender and fries kid.
No.
Never got that. Like if I did, that was special.
Yeah. That's so true.
I was never that kid. They got me on like salmon roe when I was 2 years old.
That's crazy.
Like
that's crazy.
My dad's like, yeah, here, try it. My mom's like, whoa, like he's not gonna like that. And my dad's like, just give it to him. And I loved it. Like that was my favorite thing as a kid. My grandparents, my mom's parents, loved like Japanese culture and a lot of like exotic foods. Mm-hmm. And so whenever we went to eat with them, we'd always they'd either have something that they cooked or we'd go to the city and get stuff. So like diversity in food specifically has always been part of my life. Mm-hmm. When I was like 10, we were in White Plains eating grilled baby shark at a Greek restaurant. You know what I mean? Like
that's so cool.
Like that was my life. Yeah. I have on my shelf over there, I have the shell of the first snail I ever ate when I was a kid.
That's cool.
And yeah, so I'm like that was my
interesting like what's the word I'm looking for?
Keepsake?
Yeah. Interesting.
That was like it was. I mean, I was like 5 probably. So I'm sure for me, I was like, I want to keep this. And at that time, we were always collecting rocks and seashells and painting them with clear nail polish. And that like preserves them and keeps them looking shiny and nice. So like I wanted to do that. And it just stuck in my knick-knack, collection for over the years. So, but yeah, so like food has always been a big part of my life. Puerto Rican also, and so always Puerto Rican dishes from my abuela and my dad and my grandfather. My God, he'd make more Italian food, but God, he'd made these like seafood bakes that were to die for.
Oh my goodness. That sounds amazing.
I miss those because he passed
Yeah.
away almost 5 years ago now, I think.
Has it really been that long?
It'll be 5 years this year in 2025.
That's
Wait.
crazy.
I don't know math. It was December of 21. So maybe 4 years.
4 years. It's been 3 years. It's been 4 years.
Yeah. It was like 3 days away from January 1st. It was like the 27th that he passed of December. So it was like at the end of the year, so it's almost it. But yeah, no, I miss his food. I miss his food for sure. He used to make cow tripe.
Oh yeah.
My dad hates it. So like he would leave because when my grandfather would make it for like when he was a kid, my dad was a kid, my dad would leave the house for a week. He's like, I can't deal with the smell, and it would linger, and he's like, I can't do it.
That's crazy.
I tried it once, I liked it, but I didn't want to admit it because my dad was like, oh, I hate it. But yeah, he would make that, like the food bag. Like we didn't spend too much time with him. He was always busy, and we were always busy, so it was like back and forth. It was kind of rough, but whenever we did, the food was good.
Yeah.
So I love that.
That's so funny. Yeah, I feel like one of my first like exotic food experiences was frog legs at a Chinese buffet. Escargot.
Frog legs at a Chinese buffet is
frog
crazy.
Legs. No, the frog legs were on a cruise when I was really little.
Okay.
I tried escargot, salmon roe, but at the time I only knew them as fish eggs. Yeah, that same. Was just it was at Hokkaido in Newports. It was just at like the sushi restaurant, and I just was like, I don't know. They were like, do you want to try it? Like the sous chef was there because we were sitting watching them make it because I was like a little kid. I was mesmerized. And so he was like, do you want to try it? And I was like, yeah. And I just was like, I love it. It was so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then the other thing too with tripe, my uncle, he made it. He made his, it was in a jar with like olive oil and garlic, and it was like a pickled tripe. And it was just in chunks. Yeah. And I remember tasting it, and it was just like, it was so good. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's just like one of those things. Like they're all these exotic foods, but they're so part of your like childhood growing up. Right. Like they were just like core memories of tasting things that were just way out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
And I was always like brought to me as like a commendation for being adventurous with foods, for being able to like even at a young age to try different things.
Right.
To not be the chicken nugget kid, you know? To just
there was always a chicken nugget kid.
Yeah.
My cousins, we'd go to a buffet. I'd have the octopus, the calamari, the fish. Like I'd have everything there, and like they'd come sit down and they had pizza and chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, and French fries. And
that's so funny.
And it was so funny. But
you were raised right. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
I was. I have to say that. And yeah, they would have like the Lunchables and like no, it wasn't Lunchables. It was what was the TV dinner with the penguin?
Oh, Kid Cuisine.
Kid Cuisine.
Dude. Do you know how much I would die to get a Kid Cuisine?
I was never allowed.
I ever had it once as a kid.
I was never same.
It was because I begged and begged and begged, and then my mom eventually said, "You can have it."
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't even remember it.
It's probably not even that good, but as for 6 years old,
kid, yeah,
gourmet.
Yeah, you're like,
Kid
there's
Cuisine.
a cosmic brownie next to the corn. What?
What?
You're like,
I can mix chocolate pudding and corn.
You have some wicked poops later. My goodness.
And it looks exactly the same.
Oh god, that's gotta get cut out. Anyway.
No, we're keeping that one in.
No, but yeah, dude, no, kid cuisines were like, that's crazy too, because I just remember going to the store and we just never, my parents were just like, no, like we're having like chicken and broccoli.
Real food.
And real food. Yeah.
Literally real food.
Which back then I was like, man, like some of my friends get to have it. Mm-hmm. Now I'm like, thank God that I didn't end up just like having an awful gut and awful diet from eating, frozen plastic foods, for my whole childhood.
I know, it's
all the years that really mattered.
Really, truly, where you're like everything's formative at that point.
Not my parents.
Now, but I actually feel like I've been eating a lot healthier lately.
Yeah.
For two reasons. One, a little bit on the thoughtful side, like that I'm trying to buy more whole foods that aren't processed, and like, you know, looking for the deals on the like good ingredients, but also like lack of money.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
just
that's
like,
for real.
okay, I'm gonna buy the $4.99 pack of chicken and the $1 bag of rice, and that's it. And I'm gonna use that for the next month. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
And I'm not going to spend $15 on a McDonald's meal that's going
exactly,
to fill me up for exactly an hour and a half.
exactly, and then make me sick.
Yeah, and then
for
make
the
you feel
next 16
disgusting about
hours.
yourself. Which, don't get me wrong, I would still devour McDonald's. Like,
Oh,
I'll still devour
I ate it
McDonald's.
today.
Yeah, literally. Like, there's nothing against it. But, like, if you're trying to ball on a budget, fast food is, like, when I was working at the bank,
Yeah.
that was the worst for me because without making lunches, I would buy food every day.
Every day.
15 to
And
20
that's
bucks every day.
Yeah.
Because I just was like, my schedule was off, my sleep schedules were horrible.
Right.
So I wouldn't have time like the night before or the morning before to go like make myself something.
Meal prep. Yeah.
So it would just be like I rush into work and I'm like, all right, well now I gotta eat. What are my options? Popeyes.
You had so much Popeyes.
I had so much Popeyes.
I remember you'd be like, yeah, but I ate Popeyes today.
Yeah. I would, dude, the chicken tenders were killing it. But
Dude, it's so good.
Popeyes, Taco Bell, Wendy's. Those are the three things I had close by. I didn't really go to Burger King because
That's
Burger
true.
King's heavy.
Burger King is heavy.
Burger King's
But
heavy.
those are the three things around your job.
That's all
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. Otherwise, you have to go to the grocery store, and then it takes
Right.
like 15 minutes to go in, pick something out, get in line, get back to your car, and then drive back to the parking lot.
Right.
It just, yeah. So balling under budget, eating healthier really does save you so much.
Yeah. It saves you so much, and you know, okay, we go out, we get something that's maybe not so healthy, or we get McDonald's, we get fast food, etc. It's like, what are you eating at home? Because you can eat out bad all you want. It's always gonna be bad out there unless you, I don't know, go somewhere that's like $30 smoothie. But at home, what are you like what are you eating? Are you making microwave meals? Are you making like unhealthy, incomplete meals at home? I'll be honest, I'm so bad at buying vegetables because like I won't use them in time enough, and then they always go bad. So I don't buy them.
Yeah.
I buy like 3 types of vegetables ever, and it's like a potato. I mean, that's a vegetable, and maybe some baby carrots. But I love vegetables. Like I'll eat them all.
Vegetable,
I love zucchini and like
broccoli
broccoli and everything. It's amazing. But like,
that's why cauliflower's been coming in clutch lately. That's one of those things.
okay, Mr. Fart.
Listen, I don't personally have a problem with it. That's the problem.
No,
I know it's your dad's thing. Yeah, because you told me the story. But...
I saw this post and it's burned into my brain, and it was like the caption was like, oh heck yeah, like meal prep for the week, like let's go, and the container was a hard-boiled egg, like boiled grilled chicken and broccoli. It's the first comment was, okay, Mr. Fart. And I'm like, oh my god. It's so true though, because
so true.
That's gonna give you
the hard-boiled egg is the kicker there.
Yeah.
Your chicken and your broccoli, you'd probably be fine. The broccoli, if you can manage
the broccoli will
a little
get
less
you.
Broccoli.
Yeah.
The broccoli will get you if you pound it like my mom does. She eats broccoli like it's nobody's
My mom
business.
eats 2 hard-boiled eggs every day. Every single day.
That's crazy to me. I mean, she's getting her protein, but
she has so many food restrictions that it's like the
Oh.
easiest, and especially for work, but it's like the easiest thing that she can eat. That's
it's
like
also delicious.
Yeah.
Like hard-boiled
Not
eggs
bad.
are fire. Just
I like
put some
I like
a little bit of
soft-boiled
salt and
eggs.
pepper on
yeah,
there.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Can't go wrong.
That's good stuff.
That's why, like, once you start getting into, like, because typically hard-boiled eggs are 8-minute eggs. Once you start getting into 6.5, 7-minute eggs, where it starts getting, you get the jammy egg texture.
Yeah, the 6 minute.
The
I remember
6-minute.
I was what was it? I made ramen the other day, I think, and I told Danae, I was like, I'll make you a like soft boiled egg. She's like, you know how to make a soft boiled egg? I was like, I know how to make a soft boiled egg. Yeah, and she's like, okay. She didn't believe me, and I was like, I understand. It is hard because it's like if you leave it in there for 5 seconds more, it becomes a hard boiled egg. So I put it in there and did my 6-minute egg, and it came out like, I think you were there actually. I think you were spending the day with us, and I made ramen for everybody. Yeah, remember when I made you a soft boiled egg recently with ramen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same day. She didn't believe me that I could make a good soft boiled egg.
Oh.
So then I cut, like, as soon as I cut it open and it's, like, perfectly jammy, she was like, oh. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're like, I got a cooking show.
It's like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes.
I love that, though.
It was really funny.
Chew that. It's mint. It's delicious.
It's true. I'm not a big mint person.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Toothpaste gives me, it's really hard. Like,
Interesting.
I really don't like, I don't mind French mint. Mint flavoring.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me sick sometimes, like, sick to my stomach.
Fascinating.
Like
that's why you don't like gum.
So I don't like gum.
Yeah.
I love cinnamon gum. Like the cinnamon trident.
Which scares me because I hate cinnamon.
I mean, it's better than the other ones to me.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
It'll make, like,
there's no mint in it.
because there's sometimes I can have gum and I'm like, oh, this is totally fine. And other times, like, I have to throw it out because I'm gonna throw up. It's so weird.
Yeah. Wow.
Same thing with toothpaste.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a huge fan of the mint toothpaste.
You get the bubblegum flavor.
I know, and they got me the
kisses.
watermelon mouthwash, like the kitty mouthwash. It's delicious.
Yeah. You gotta
But
stop yourself from taking shots of it.
honestly, every
down
time I
the
put it in my
hatch,
mouth,
yeah.
I'm like,
You're like,
I could drink this. Possibly. So I had the flu,
yeah.
like, Friday, and that was garbage. You're fine. I'm like 3 days okay now, but woke up with like a fever Friday morning and it was like, oh no. Then it
That's
went away,
rough.
but I'm still like nasally and like coughing from it. It's the worst. It's terrible. So we've talked about foods that we liked in our childhood foods. I want to know some bad food experiences. I want to share, like, go back and forth sharing some bad food experiences we have, because those are great. They're terrible, but they're hilarious.
Mm-hmm. I've got a lot of them, but one of the ones that I remember, the first thing that popped in my head was there was a day I was with my dad and my sister, and we went to, I think we went to McDonald's.
Oh no.
Yeah, and me and my sister both got smoothies. I got the, like, mixed berry, and she got the strawberry banana or something like that. Because that's what they had at the time. I don't know if they still have those flavors now, but I just remember the two of us, we always ended up getting sick at the same time, like the same day.
Yeah.
So I just remember we both just hurled
Oh no.
afterwards. I don't know if we just drank too much smoothie or we drank it too fast or there was something wrong with the smoothies, but we both just, it was messy.
That's terrible.
And I think she threw it up on my aunt's white carpet.
Oh no.
Which was awful.
Oh, no.
I think mine made it to the garbage can. I can't remember though because I was younger, but
Yeah.
I just remember eating that and just like the stomach churn and just you're gonna throw up. Your mouth starts to water.
Yeah.
You start getting that little bit of tension right here in your throat, and you're like, oh no, it's gonna happen.
It's coming. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was rough.
That's.
I've got so many.
You have so many.
We have so many,
I remember one where I was with you, the Olive Garden one.
Oh, the Olive. Oh,
Olive
I forgot
Garden
about
was
the
the
Olive
worst
Garden.
one.
Yeah.
What was the other one you thinking?
I was thinking of when we went to the Chinese restaurant in Chinatown, and I got that like fried pork.
Oh my god.
Nothing happened. It was just horrible.
Just nasty.
It was just like
it tasted okay.
It tasted okay. You could have one piece of it. If you had any more, you'd be like.
It also looked
hey boy
vile. Like,
yeah,
that was
it does
just
look
like
vile because it's like light gray meat. It's like scrapple.
It's scrapple
in oil.
Juice. I don't know how that's possible, but there's juice.
There's like liquid meat in there, and it's nasty. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the other really bad
remember
one.
that.
But yeah, no, the Olive Garden one, that was rough, dude. Oh my goodness. Going to Olive Garden, I think going to Olive Garden and ordering seafood was my first mistake. Olive Garden, you can kind of be okay with. Enough people go
You'll survive.
that you can survive. But the minute that you start bringing shrimp into it, that's the minute that you've already lost the game. You've lost the battle.
Why did we went to Olive Garden? I think because
of bottomless breadsticks.
It was
No, it was that meme about the world record
breadstick.
being 81 breadsticks.
Yes.
And we were just like, we haven't been to Olive Garden in years. Like,
Yeah.
we should go and just like eat breadsticks. And I think they were doing like some pasta
Yeah, it was like
thing. It was like a free
deal
like
thing or something.
all you can eat pasta or something
Yeah.
like that. So we went for that.
So good though.
Which
it
was delicious.
Good. I remember
Oh, yeah.
eating it. It was delicious, but
I've gone back twice since and have
That's
been
good.
okay. But it's because I learned not to eat the seafood.
Yeah.
So
No, that was so.
caution. Maybe it's different where you're from, but in New York, do not eat the seafood from Olive Garden. I got violently ill. I got food poisoning or something. The fish was bad. I don't know.
It was like
but
3 days.
It was like 3 days of puking my guts out.
I didn't hear from him for 3 days.
Yeah.
He didn't even look at his phone for 3 whole days.
It was between bed and the bathroom chucking into the toilet. There was literally no in between for me. I had
So terrible.
no sleep. It was like tossing and turning, like lucid sleep. It was horrid.
That just sounds.
I know, it just sends chills
so
down your
bad.
spine. You're like, oh.
So bad. I don't remember. I don't have many. I've never gotten food poisoning personally.
Never?
Never gotten food poisoning.
How do you go through life and be a child and not ever have food poisoning?
At least that I remember consciously. Yeah, I never had food poisoning.
That's
I never
crazy to me.
threw up from food, like in the terms of because it was bad. Like I've thrown up from food because maybe I ate too fast or it's a bad mix or like I wasn't feeling good already.
Oh, but you're saying like specifically getting food poisoning.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that's fair.
Yeah, like I still can't eat Japanese ginger dressing, sesame dressing.
This is an acquired taste anyway.
Yeah, nope, can't do that.
Oh yeah, we gotta get into your drink, dude.
Let's try
I'm
these.
excited. Yeah.
So what I have made for you. Let's try that again. What I have made for you today, sharks, is my own personal variation on a passion fruit Negroni.
Mm.
You're probably gonna hate it, but
Potentially.
I want to know what you think.
I'll try anything.
I have to go to like 2 different liquor stores to get what I made.
What,
mix
like
this
passion
with.
fruit liqueur?
Yeah, the first one I went to didn't have it, but the second one, this beautiful bottle. It's in the kitchen, but
Okay.
yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm excited. Interesting.
So this is a hardcore sipper
Yeah.
because there's nothing other than alcohol in here. So it's like
I gotta be careful.
it's a little bit watered down with ice, but
melted ice. Yeah. Okay.
but yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
It's good. It's bitter,
it's better. That's
but I don't mind it. Like the flavors themselves are really good.
yeah.
Because you can definitely taste some of the passion fruit in there.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Well, so usually a Negroni.
Yeah. Explain to me what consists of this drink.
Okay,
Because I
so-
want to know what I'm.
Well, first off, I'll tell you what a Negroni is. A Negroni is gin, Campari, and sweet vermouth, usually.
Mm.
This is gin, Campari, passion fruit liqueur, and 2 dashes of orange bitters.
Mm.
That was my addition to it. Because I'm like, if there's going to be
the orange
orange garnish,
Yeah.
I wipe the rim with the garnish, and then I put some bitters in. Because the passion fruit liqueur is ridiculously sweet. It's basically just syrup.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bring the bitter side of a Negroni back in. There you have it. But that's what the Campari is. Campari is just a aperitif, I believe. So it's just bitter.
Ah, okay.
Like yeah.
No, it's cool. I like it. I like it very much. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've talked about food all this time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we've had pretty decent backgrounds with food. Like you cooked a lot growing up or learned how to cook a decent amount. I did too. But here we are now with a cooking show.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just think we should talk about Chef Satt. Like most people know the story, I think, of how it came about.
I think that was explained in episode 1.
That was mostly explained in episode 1.
Yeah.
I was just like, I had really gotten into Mythical Kitchen
Mm-hmm.
and started watching that, and I was like, oh, this sounds like super fun. Just like cooking show is always fun. My mom and I grew up watching Chopped with her. We always watch that, or like Andrew Zimmern's Bizarre Foods, where he like traveled the world. So like cooking shows and all that I love that content anyhow. And so I got sucked into like 3 hours of reels, because I don't even remember what it was. I was just saving recipes and I was just watching reels. I was like, this looks so fun, like to cook and to make like aesthetically pleasing videos and make it look fun and be goofy. Like that sounds super fun. So I think I just texted you, as I do when I have ideas, just like, hey, you want to do a cooking show? And you're like, yeah, sure. Heck yeah, let's do it. I was like, sick. And that was it. Like, then I think that week or whatever, you came over and we just like, I just set up a camera and a light. I didn't even set up a light, I don't think. Oh, no, I did.
Yeah, you did.
In my parents' kitchen.
Yeah.
With like no set dressing or anything. It was just like, all right, let me wipe down the counter and we're gonna make ramen. And that was just a random night in October of 2023, and that was where Shef Satt began. And then it was like, I think after we put that up with the reels, like they did good, and we were getting like thousands of views on our shorts and then on the reels, and I was like, whoa, what is this? I think I like this format. And so we just were like, let's do it again and see what happens. And then we made the dumpling fried rice.
Yeah, that's where we learned we need to snack while we make, because otherwise, if we're both hungry,
yes, you were
me personally
so pissed that day. Yeah.
I was also premedicated, so
that is fair point.
Mood swings,
fair point.
But
I remember that though. That was really funny.
Yeah.
I do believe that set a standard of the like serious versus goofy personalities that I was talking about recently. Like, I kind of want to break that.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired of being like the goofy guy. Like, only. I don't mind. I love being goofy. I am a goofy guy.
Yeah.
But like that, like
putting on a show type.
Putting on a show, being that 5-year-old that throws things around and messes things up and it annoys the adult. You know? I'm like, I don't know if that's the vibe I want for the show in general. Like, I want it to be a camaraderie.
I feel, you know, it's funny, as much as you bring that up and talk about it, I don't really know that I've noticed that too much about you, but maybe it's just because I've been around your internet persona for so long that
that's so true. No, I have had this internet persona for a long time.
Yeah.
But also, like, I felt that way, and I was even talking to a friend of mine, and he was like, oh yeah, it's always like, you know, Noah's like trying to get the recipe done, and you're just like goofing off and like making a mess. And I was like,
that's so true though. Okay, that I do notice.
I was like, oh, so that's what it looks like. I was like, that's, because then people are like, so like, you know, what do you do for the show? And I'm like, what do you mean what I do for the show? I run the show.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, but like, no. I'm like, oh no, he just comes by my house and makes food and spends money on me. And I'm like,
that's literally it. My contributions are so limited.
Right,
to
which,
the show,
I mean, obviously you have a huge contribution to the show. I'm not trying to put myself up anywhere, but like,
it's not even about that. It's about, like, you look at all the hard work is all the production, all of the, you know, you have all the equipment, you have the facility, and all the editing, and, you know, being on top of making sure it's all scheduled, all of the creating the social medias, like, that's all you.
Well, you know what helps is, like, I do that for work.
It's true.
So it's like, it's just another job for me. But in the form of process, in the form of like how it's done, like, it's so much more the job. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
It is the most fun I've had doing a video content ever.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
It's been so much fun. So it's like, but anyhow, I forgot how we got on this. What were we talking about internet persona and but I feel like that one day where we realized, oh, we should eat first, was what made that concrete. Was like, you were not having it and I was trying to pick up the bill, and then that just became us, because then it was funny.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I'm like, I don't know, we're in a new season, we're in a new era of our own personal lives and our own personal personalities, and like, might as well like bring a different internet persona to just be enjoyable, like have a good time. You know what I mean? Like be normal. Yeah, I don't know. I feel icky feeling childish on screen sometimes.
And that makes perfect sense.
You know.
I feel, icky feeling childish in general.
Yeah, fair.
So, especially on the internet for everybody to see.
Yeah.
That makes sense,
Yeah.
I mean, and it's nice, but it's nice though that too, like, that's not who you are.
Right.
You're not, like, constantly goofy, constantly irresponsible, constantly, like, being a problem. Like, that's just sells. It's funny. People are like, they see the contrast. It's good cop, bad cop.
Right.
It's organized versus chaotic,
Right.
Like, at least as far as the Chef's Hat personality.
Absolutely.
But, like, in real life and in everything, like, the way that you handle taking care of Chef's Hat and all that stuff, like, it would suck if you were just, like that all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
But you're not. It's literally just when we film, and that makes it funny because it helps because sometimes... Because I feel like I'm too serious when we film. Mm-hmm. I'm so strict and driven on making sure that the quality of the food, the process is done, the instructions are followed if we're following like a close recipe.
Right.
I get so focused on that, I lose focus on enjoying it, and not enjoying it, but like making it enjoyable and being entertaining.
Yeah.
So I have to like force myself, and sometimes I feel like my comedy comes across forced.
And
so that to me is like, you being the way that you are helps in that way of just, it kind of again picks up the bill. It makes up for my kind of inability to multitask in that scenario, to separate the serious from the goofy.
Right.
So I don't know. To me personally, I'm a fan, but
yeah, and I love our Chef's Hat personas.
Yeah,
I think it was just I was feeling this extra like idiotic goofiness coming out in me that I'm like, I want to change that.
Yeah.
And honestly, part of that like desire to change is what sparked my desire to do this podcast too.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I think if we get used to being even more ourselves on camera just by chatting, every week or once a month or whatever, however our cadence ends up being for this, to just like not even like second guess like, oh, we're shooting a Chef's Hat video today, I gotta be a person, where we're just like, all right, hey, good to see you, we're gonna go make some food, you know what I mean? Like nothing, no secondary thought process in that, but it's just, that's Chef's Hat. It's been a work in progress since we started. Every episode we change something to be better and to try new things and be different, and honestly I love that. Like I want that to continue for as long as possible, to not be stale, just be us, make random fun new things. So yeah, I think it's gonna be great.
No, definitely. We've talked about like nightmare experiences, but what about like, because we've talked about like what our favorite dishes that we've made on Chef's Hat. What's like your favorite dish that you've made in general?
About myself?
Yeah. Just like what dish were you just like, you made it and you were just like, I'm really proud of this and the work I put into it, and then the flavor of how it came out afterwards?
I think when I tried my dad's arroz con gandules. Was it gandules? It's just a Spanish rice. Oh, it's con gandules, yeah. It was the arroz con gandules. I can't say that correctly because I'm stuffed up. I made that and it tasted identical to how it tasted at home when I was a kid, and I was like, I did it. I am Hispanic. That was like the colors coming back to my skin. But it was delicious. It's just a like extra seasoned pot of rice, beans, and like bark, and it was so good.
That sounds amazing.
I have to make it for you someday. I want to make it on the show because it's like it's delicious, because you put like sofrito in there and tomato paste and sazon. You put like everything in there, and it's just like, it's so good. And olives. So I think
we did an episode or a couple of episodes based on our cultures. Yours would be fire. Puerto Rican culture would be fire. Mine would be Scottish.
Chicken nugget.
No, Scottish. So it would be blood sausage and
corned beef and hash.
Corned beef and hash. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that kind of. Which corned beef hash?
No,
is actually
honestly,
fire,
I went to a Scottish website.
website.
Wow.
You just order food,
God,
deliver it.
I'm so on the computer
Shipped
all
in
the
2
time.
days.
I'm chronically online. Scottish restaurant
Yes.
in the city.
A
and
pub.
It was delicious. So Scottish food is really, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think out of like proudest recipes off camera, that was I honestly don't cook full meals off camera much.
Yeah.
I make like chicken and rice maybe, and yogurt and granola for breakfast. That's literally all I eat, and oatmeal. But when I have cooked, it was that. I think that was good. And I made my mom's. It's basically making my parents' food. My mom's like baked chicken, kale salad, and yellow rice. That was also like amazing.
That sounds great.
So
Dude, yellow rice, like saffron rice, is so good.
so good.
So good.
What about you?
I would say, man, there's 2 that I've made. There's only one of them I've only made once, and the other one I've made like at least 3 times. I would say probably like my classic go-to, just because it's a favorite. The people that I made it for have asked me to make it again. So like I made it once at work. I made it once for work for a food day, and then my boss the next time, a year later, asked me to. She was like, "Please make that again because I need some again." And then I made it for my dad, like my family once. Was the Korean garlic fried chicken, the kampungi.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
What were you
I
expecting?
was expecting your clam chowder, which I haven't had yet.
That's the
Or your
other
fish
one.
chowder.
Yeah.
Is it clam or
Cod
fish?
chowder.
Cod
It's cod
chowder. I haven't had it yet.
Dude, I haven't made it since that one time years ago.
Crazy.
That's my number one. That cod chowder. Obviously, I was following a recipe, and I
Right.
don't know where the recipe went, which is so unfortunate because it was so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I miss
Yeah.
it so much. I just miss because it was like giant chunks of cod, potatoes, bacon bits, all in like this coconut. Was it coke? Yeah, there was like coconut milk in it, but it was just like this chowder.
That's so good.
Oh my god! And the fish was like flaky,
Yeah.
and tender, and
I made
that was my proudest meal.
Yeah.
I think.
I remember
the
you were talking
kampungi's
about that
good.
for a while.
Yeah, the kampungi is good, but it's just like Chinese food. That's really what it tastes like, and it takes 5 hours to make it. It's really complicated, and it doesn't make a whole ton.
Yeah.
It's really one of those things that like I measure it to make for 8 people, and I tried to measure it to make for 20 people, and it went like hotcakes.
Yeah.
But you know, if you made it for like 1 or 2 people, you can just follow. You can follow. It's Mangchi. She's on YouTube. She's a little Korean chef. She's fantastic. I love her. She's such a vibe. But her recipe, like she's making it for 2 people, and then she was just like, yeah, you can like measure out and make it for more. But the fish chowder, dude, that's like you do it in like a Dutch oven. You know, well, not technically. You do it in a cauldron, but like I had a Dutch oven, so that's what I used, just without the top. Actually, no, I think I used the top. But regardless, it's just like in a big pot. You're just mixing your stew, and it's so good.
Amazing.
So good. Oh my goodness.
I think because we've cooked together a few times too. I think my personal favorite meal that we've made together that has like come together really well was when I made that Parmesan pasta with your katsu chicken.
Yeah.
Like, Anea talks about that all the time. She's like, I just need Noah's katsu chicken right now. And I'm like, yeah.
That's so sweet. That makes me so happy.
Freaking love your katsu chicken.
Dude, it's literally the simplest thing, too.
Don't tell me.
I'm not
I don't
telling
want to
you.
know.
No.
I want you to make it for me forever. Because
I will make it
delicious.
for you forever. Yeah.
But I think that was my favorite like joint meal we've ever made.
Yeah.
Personally.
That was pretty good. I do crave your Parmesan pasta with the little. What are those little noodles? Ditalini.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
So good.
I also really liked when we made the it was on the show, but the Parmesan pasta with the spinach and the mushrooms for the dinner party, that was delicious. Everybody loved that, which was really nice.
Oh, it was good because that's what we brought over to
Carolina's that one.
Carolina's, yeah. I do too. I will say I did like the one that we made together. First of all, Tomka soup came out amazing. Amazing. But I did really like the shark. I was a big fan of the
Yeah,
shark.
you really like the shark.
Because I'm not huge into like other fish other than cod, like whitefish. Like flaky whitefish is my typical go-to. But the shark is like, it's not a white, like it's flaky, but it's
close
not a
enough
whitefish.
to a whitefish though.
It is like in texture, but in flavor, it's more of like an oceany fish. So
Yeah.
it's more of like, it's more like a, you know, like a snapper, like a
Oh yeah,
like
you're
a
right.
grouper
You're
type.
right.
But it was just like such a good flavor, and the seasoning was good. The rice that you made was fantastic.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
you made the rice that
garlic
it
butter
topped.
rice,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just like, I don't know. I think we mixed really well in that episode, and I just remember the meal being like, first of all, it's cool that you're eating shark.
It was cool. It was
It's
pretty
such
cool.
a cool thing. And I remember just being in H Mart, and I was just like, there's shark.
Yeah.
And I promised myself the time before that if I was ever back and they had shark, I was going to buy it and I was going to make it to force myself because I really wanted to try it. And I did. And I'm so glad that I did because I didn't waste it. And we used it to make Chef Satt. And one of my more favorite episodes. Yeah.
It was good. Which is so funny because that episode, like, I forgot my SD card at home.
Yeah, we filmed it on the iPhone.
Filmed it on iPhones. And it came out great. I loved it. I really loved it. That was, like, I think it was like 2 months after I moved. No. It was less than a month after I moved.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, I wasn't dating yet. And so that was that February that we filmed it. And yeah, it was great. It was such a good time.
Yeah.
I love that.
No, it was a vibe.
I think since we have already talked about bad food experiences, I'll be honest, our worst Chef Satt recipe,
the Spanish omelet.
and the Radler.
Tough.
Both disgusting.
That's so funny. I actually didn't mind the Radler. That's what's so funny.
You know, okay, I would be totally willing to give it another chance with like proper lemonade or lemon lime
that's
soda.
true.
Because that was like some weird
what did you ask for?
sugar-free.
Sugar-free.
Sugar-free lemon.
You asked for sparkling lemonade.
I did.
That's what you asked for, and that's all that they had
That's a
that
good
said
point.
sparkling lemonade.
Right.
I was like, we probably could have done with just like a cup of
Probably could have done with, like,
lemonade and then
7 Up.
seltzer. Well, 7-Up's like lemon lime syrup. It's like a totally different.
Yeah.
To me, you were like lemon seltzer or lemon.
Right.
Lemon
I don't know.
soda.
That was kind of like what the recipe. Well, you know why I chose the Radler? Because when you.
Did you just look up German drink?
Well, yeah. I didn't know it was a Spanish omelet. I would have chose something completely different.
Because the lady who was cooking it was German.
So I was like, oh, it's a German recipe.
Yeah.
So that's why I looked up a German drink, and it was like the first thing that came. And I was like, oh, I have, of course, banquet at home. Just get lemonade. So I'm like, I didn't like that at all. I also just hate sugar-free drinks. Like
they're terrible.
They're disgusting. I hate the like taste that it leaves on my tongue.
A little stevia.
But the omelet was just like.
Without ketchup, it was just.
Without ketchup, it was rough.
But you also, I tried to salt the crap out of it, and it still didn't come out salty.
No, we said this on the show. I want to try it again, but I want more seasonings. Because remember when I added cumin, it was like, oh, this is good now.
Yeah.
More seasonings, and also like Italian sausage instead of just plain ground beef. I think will be amazing. Yeah. Because, yeah.
I'll tell you what, the video makes it look delicious.
Oh, yeah. It looks great.
Then you actually make it and you're like, this could use some work.
It smelled great. It looked great.
Yeah.
But it tasted like styrofoam.
Yeah. It was just like there was no flavor to back it up. You were just eating mush.
Yeah. It was so weird. But, so, pure honesty, that was not our favorite one.
No, definitely not. I didn't even have a great time making it because it wasn't the recipe. It wasn't
doing what it was supposed to.
But that's the trouble of trying to follow a video instead of following like an actual.
That's why the tonka soup went so well because we followed an actual book.
It was a cookbook,
and it worked. And same thing even with the cauliflower pesto. Because like Half Baked Harvest, shout out to Half Baked Harvest because they also liked our post. And,
yeah, that was so cool.
Super awesome. Like one of the biggest names out there, was so cool. But like, she has such curated good recipes, and well written, and also like it's like following you're still following a recipe that they can read. Yeah. As opposed to watching a reel. Or a YouTube video trying to follow it. Funny how we try to follow a YouTube video and we are the YouTube video. But that's why I made the website, so we can try to update that. But
We gotta start somewhere, you know.
we gotta try. Okay. Last question. Besides the Spanish omelet and that episode, what would you say is like your second least favorite of the ones we've done?
I think the breakfast episode was pretty garbage to me.
Your
Mostly because of
hash
the
brown.
potatoes, the hash browns,
Yeah.
and then your yogurt was you bought the wrong yogurt.
The
So
yogurt
that was
was
funny.
nasty.
That was rough. Yeah, like it wasn't like inedible, but it was.
It was an honest
challenging.
mistake, but it tasted like sour cream with blueberries. It was really gross.
Yeah, it was something. But I just remember making that episode, and it was just like it took us till like 2 p.m. We were
It
like,
started like 8.
yeah, and I was hungry.
Yeah.
So like, we were trying to snack, but I was just like, I just wanted breakfast.
Yeah. I was talking to a friend of mine, and they had watched the grilled cheese episode.
Yeah.
And they were like, my favorite part of this video was watching the clock go from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. throughout the course of a like 9-minute video.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we were up late for no reason to make
no
a
reason.
grilled cheese. It took us 2 hours to make a basic grilled cheese.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, I have 2.5 that weren't my favorite. You understand what the half is. First one, you weren't here for this one. The baked tacos
Yeah.
wasn't good. I didn't like it. There's like no flavoring, and the avocado lime cilantro sauce or whatever that I made just like was weird. I think it was too, I don't know. It needed more like salt. It needed more seasonings, and it really just tasted like I was dipping a taco in like plant fibers. It really wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't that good. So, the baked tacos, the oysters, man.
The oysters was awful.
The oysters were terrible. It was because we were prompted to, but it just wasn't.
And it was such a weird combination.
It was a weird.
Like
it was so weird. The
ingredients.
blueberry
I don't
mignonette. I still have it. I still have it in a jar in my fridge. I'm like, I'm never gonna use this.
But I don't think there's anything else you could have made. That's the thing.
You can make a regular mignonette without blueberries in it.
Well, that I'm saying with those 3 ingredients, what other combination could you have made?
Nothing.
Like literally nothing.
I could have made potato fried oysters with a blueberry dipping sauce. That's really what I could have made, and probably would have been way better. I just came up with that now, and that would have been way better.
I don't even know how you'd potato fry an oyster. I'm not.
You just make potato flour, or get potato flour.
Oh, that would
Get
actually
the
be pretty
oysters,
good,
take them out, dip them in the potato flour, deep fry them, dip them in a blueberry sauce.
That's a good point. I forgot all about that. Well, regardless.
Anyhow, and then my half was the eggnog. I love the eggnog. It was delicious, but it was chunky.
Yeah.
It was like
It's scrambled.
Yeah, I scrambled the eggs. I made a secondary batch like a week later. 50% less chunky. It was better, but it was just still like, I feel like it just wasn't eggnog.
I think you really need cheesecloth. That's really what would have, or just like a strainer,
No, that's
like
a
a
good
like
point.
a fine
Oh,
mesh
that's
strainer.
such a good point. Yeah, if you just
I
strain
have
it
one.
out.
I should have brought it for the
Yeah.
first time. I don't remember even thinking about it,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
But yeah, I think it's nice to kind of unveil the show.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, at the end of the episode, we always do our taste test, the first bite, and it's gonna taste like, we're not gonna be like, oh, this is, unless we haven't made something for that much of a visceral reaction.
No.
Except the yogurt with the blueberries. That was
Well,
pretty
that
gross.
yeah, you were like,
Yeah. But like, we're always going to try and be positive and be like, oh, like, it was okay. I give it like a 5. Like, I gave the Spanish omelet a 5. And I'm like, personally, that was a 2. But
I thought you gave it a 2.
no, I gave it a 5.
Oh,
Yeah, you gave it like 3.
that was generous.
I gave the rather a 3. I was like,
Oh yeah. Well,
but like, yeah, just being honest about it. Like,
yeah.
they're not all good. You can always make good recipes.
No,
Like,
absolutely. And if they're not yours, it's like
right. And you know what? My neighbor might like it. Someone down
That's
the
true.
street might
Yeah.
love it. But
Or
for my taste
Just
palette,
throw some cumin and some ketchup on it, and you're
Yeah,
fine.
that's
You know, it's just
So-
like base is bad.
Yeah.
Some things are meant to have sauce.
that's so true. Cane's chicken.
Cane's fried chicken.
Cane's fried chicken.
That
Never had it.
needs sauce.
Never had it.
Dude, we gotta go to when we go to the city. We gotta have
I
it.
know. We gotta go to the city.
Yeah, you gotta
We
at
do like a
least
city
try
vlog.
it, because it's like. If
I've
you
been
eat
craving it
every-
recently.
If you eat everything together, it's good. If
Yeah.
you eat the chicken without the sauce, it's not seasoned chicken.
Yeah. It's just bread chicken.
Part of me is like, it makes sense, but the other part of me is like, it wouldn't kill it to throw some like salt, pepper, and paprika in that seasoning.
Yep.
It wouldn't take away from the sauce.
Well, that's what Chick-fil-A does, and they, make it up with the Chick-fil-A sauce, and it's all delicious all the way
Yeah.
around. So.
But like, you could also eat the chicken without the sauce, and you'd still be happy
I'm on
because it's
Chick-fil-A now.
seasoned. Yeah.
When I was sick, I was watching because we have the Disney Hulu bundle.
Yeah.
And I was watching X-Files, and I was like, every other ad was either a weight loss ad or Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, for 3 days straight watching TV, I'm like, I want Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
And so like Monday when I felt better, I was like, Naya, we're going to Chick-fil-A. Meet me at Chick-fil-A. So we got Chick-fil-A, and I was like, yes, I like, oh,
That's
delicious. So I got my Chick-fil-A fix this week, and I was very happy about it.
Yeah, it's so funny, hot take. I don't get the hype with Chick-fil-A.
You know what? The more I eat it, the more I feel the same way.
Yeah, it's just like it's.
I think it's
chicken.
good, but
It's not bad.
It's not worth
but it's not.
$13 for chicken nuggets that I can make at home. Which actually I should make chicken nuggets on the show because my mom's chicken nugget recipe, delicious, super easy. And like waffle fries that'll go bad in like 10 seconds. You don't eat them. You don't like swallow that pack whole. They're bad.
I will say, really, I will say the waffle fries for me personally, those are
Really?
the saving grace.
What do you usually get at Chick-fil-A then?
I usually get.
You get the nuggets?
I've tried the tenders. I've tried the nuggets. I typically go with the chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, I don't know, something about it, like having that bread, having that like lettuce, because you gotta get the deluxe one. If you just get the regular one, it's just like chicken and pickles.
Yeah.
It's like but like deluxe one, lettuce, tomato, pickles, bread, all of it. It's a good combo, and it's got cheese. You can throw cheese on there too. Oh, so good.
That's so good.
So to me personally, that's my go-to. But I do get me some fries. Get me their milkshakes.
Oh,
killer,
bro!
killer milkshake.
They have a key lime.
You lost me already, but
Oh, you don't like it?
I'm not a huge key lime guy.
Bro, it's like, it's almost like a key lime milkshake, but it's like a key lime like frosted lemonade. I wanted
Really?
to jump off a cliff. It was so good.
Wow.
It was so good. But yeah, their milkshakes, amazing.
Yeah, they're probably one of the better milkshakes I've ever had.
I agree. There's one spot, Walters, down in Westchester. I don't know if you've ever been there. I went there with Elwood. Baller milkshakes. It's a hot dog stand. It's been a hot dog stand since like the 40s.
That's cool.
Cool spot. Best curly fries.
Dude, I demolish curly fries.
We need to go to
Those are the best
Westchester.
fries.
Bro, let's go this week.
Yeah.
Like let's go down whenever. I don't know. Thursday, Friday. Let's go down to Walters because God. So what they do real quick, because I know we're supposed to be wrapping up here, but they make their hot dogs by cutting them down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
They fry them in butter, and then they fry the buns, both sides, toast them on butter. Put the hot dog, put the ketchup. The mustard is like Dijon. It's not like the crappy yellow mustard. And
Don't hate on the yellow mustard though.
I know. But like some real mustard on there. And then they wrap it up in paper, give it to you with like a cup that has the fries in it. And they got these creamy milkshakes.
Yeah.
So good. Walters, down in, they have one in White Plains and they have one in Westchester, like Mamaroneck.
Yeah.
No, Larchmont. I have a hat. I have a Walters hat. I love them so much.
That's crazy.
So
Dude,
good.
I could kill for a good hot dog.
Bro, let's freaking go. Let's go this week. I want to go.
Yeah,
Because
let's
that
do it.
sounds so good.
That does sound really good. And curly fries, bro.
It's like less than an hour. Should be. I don't know.
The last time I had No.
Arby's.
Last time I had curly fries they were really good was in England. But the time before that,
Where are you at in England?
we just went out like the family. We went out for
Oh.
yeah. We went to this like I don't know I forgot what the restaurant. It was like continental breakfast type.
Oh, interesting.
It was called the Continental something.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, but we got lunch, so I got panini because they're big on their like flattened bread things, and then I got curly fries, and they were actually really, really good.
Yeah.
The previous time to that was when we went to that weird fair with Aeneas friends.
In Jersey?
Yeah, in Jersey. That really
you got curly
tiny
fries
fair.
at the Jersey fair?
I got curly fries.
Oh!
Because they had like the hot chicken curly fries, but I just wanted regular curly fries.
You just got regular?
Yeah, I get paid like $15 for it, and they were soggy and cold by the time I got them.
And they were so good?
No.
Oh,
they were awful.
Wait, you're saying they're bad curly fries?
They were terrible.
Oh, well, I thought you were saying they're good for curly fries.
No.
Oh!
Soggy and cold.
Yeah, no, that sounds bad. I was like, if they're that good,
fries.
soggy and cold, that means like they're god tier.
No.
Fries.
I'm saying like in conjunction. The last time I had it was really good. I forgot, but I was gonna say, I forgot about England.
Gotcha.
The last time I had really good, like
Arby's.
the last time I had them.
Arby's always has the good curly fries.
Really? I don't think I've ever eaten at an Arby's.
You can get like the frozen curly fries, but they're Arby's brand from like Hannaford. Oh. That's usually like the best curly.
I feel like now that I own an air fryer, I'm gonna have to try that more. There's a lot of things that the air fryer.
I miss my.
You can buy frozen chicken, like fried chicken breast, like fried like chicken patties to throw in the air fryer.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
You can cook a whole chicken in an air fryer.
I
used to cook chicken thighs in an air fryer.
Oh yeah, I mean I know you can do everything, but I'm just talking like to make like a chicken sandwich. They have like chicken patties.
The air fryer is the only device that can reheat fries back to its original taste.
Dude, it's so true.
It's insane. I remember I was so against it because it was such a fad for a second.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we get it. You have an air fryer. That was like the meme.
You have to talk about it.
Right. My mom got one and I was like, yeah, why'd you get an air fryer? I'm like, what the heck is this thing? It's like, we never had a microwave in this house. And she's like, it's not a microwave. I'm like, all right, whatever. And my selling point is I had fries from like a restaurant the night before and I put it in there and it tasted normal. Yeah. It wasn't like weird. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. I love this.
It was good. Yeah.
So good.
I reheated fries. You been to Burger Box yet?
Yeah. A long time ago.
They're frachos?
I don't think I've had the frachos. I had their like ice cream fries when I went last time.
Oh, I've never heard of that. They have frachos though, which is fry nachos.
That sounds really good.
So it's just fries.
That's also
loaded with toppings.
Ugh.
So they had one that's like it's like eating a Big Mac.
Wow.
But it's just fries. But I took it home, threw it in the air fryer. Somehow it actually came out okay again like 3 days later.
Wow, that's so great. Yeah. That's something I want to do on the show too, is like go to local restaurants, buy whatever their like best item is or just random items and just eat it on the show. Yeah. Like that'd be awesome.
It's just like a mukbang minus the ASMR.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
we should wrap this up.
Thank you so much for hanging out.
Yeah, like, dude, thank you for suggesting this and not forcing another cooking video this week because I just
this week
it's been as much as I'm off of work, I just have had no motivation to like film a cooking video.
Same. I was sick. I wasn't feeling it. I was supposed to film last Friday when I got sick, and we'd have been like 2 weeks ahead. But this was a really awesome like alternative that I want to keep doing, and it's been so much fun. I've had it's been an hour and a half of just yapping, that's great. That's just our life anyhow. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you all at home. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. If you are listening on, because we'll probably put us on Spotify and stuff, so if you're listening to this only, be sure to check out our YouTube channel, obviously, Chef Satt. Please subscribe. Follow us on all the socials. We have Instagram. We have a Pinterest. We have a website. We have links around the video or around the audio, whatever, of how to support the channel if you'd like to do that. And we'll I guess we're gonna run with the name, the Chicken Tenders Podcast. Mm-hmm. So thank you for listening to our first episode of the Chicken Tenders Podcast. We really appreciate it. Podcast, Had a great time. That's about it. I don't know. Any parting words you have?
No, just love your support, love you listening. Appreciate you taking time to spend an hour with us and just or spending some time. I don't know how long this video is going to be by the time it gets out, but thanks for taking some time to hang out with us. Really, it's more than anything, it's building community.
Yeah,
which is just nice. It's
And-
nice to have people who, you know, are interested in food as well, because food's such an important thing in our lives.
Absolutely.
So to be able to share that with the world and share that with, you know, obviously people that we're close to, but even people that we're not close to yet. You know, we hope we can be inspiring for your own cooking journey, and that we can just bring you some form of entertainment in your day.
Yeah. And like kind of going along what you're saying real quick is like because of how much we've been posting and the people that have subscribed, like we have returning commenters that I don't know who they are, but like I know your name, like your YouTube name, and like I always look forward to seeing a comment from you. So like that building of a community is so cool. Like I look forward to seeing our like top commenters come in on every video, and it's so awesome.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. Please keep doing it. It's awesome. I read every single one. I send him most of the good ones. We read it together.
Yeah.
And it's super sick. So we love all of you so much. Thank you again for watching and for supporting us. And we'll see you next week, hopefully with an actual recipe. We actually we have a really fun episode planned.
Yes, we do.
Super sick.
We have a really fun episode. Please.
Don't tell nobody.
I'm not telling him anything, but stay
It's going to
tuned.
be awesome.
Yeah,
So-
we're both very excited
It's
about
gonna
this
be really
episode.
fun.
So,
So keep a lookout. But yeah, bye.
have a good one. See you later.